Hey everyone, this is Mike with Soundworks, and we just wrapped up a full audio project on this 2018 Scarab 255, so come aboard and check it out. So our client brought us this boat about a week ago and had three major concerns, three major things he wanted to address. One was obviously the audio portion. He wanted it to be louder, clearer, have more bass and impact. Originally the system had a 4-speaker JL audio system with an amplifier and kicker radio unit, and it worked. Didn't work well at lower medium volumes, but when he turned it up, didn't quite keep up. He also didn't have the impact on the low end and didn't quite have the experience he was looking for. So he wanted to up the ante. He wanted to overall improve the sound in all directions. And then the other things he wanted to achieve, he wanted better sound behind the boat. So he had a set of M6 JL small pods on the side there, and once again they worked okay. They gave him some audio back there, but it wasn't as full as he wanted it to. It didn't kind of project as far as he wanted it to. Just once again wasn't the experience he was going for. So we wanted to address that. And then lastly, the way that it worked, the kicker controller unit over here, you would turn up the volume, but then you had to go over here and there was a series of switches to turn on and off zones. So you'd find yourself running back and forth trying to turn up the system, turn on and off a zone, and it just didn't make sense. It wasn't very easy to use and very user-friendly for himself or anybody else on the boat trying to use the system. So we wanted to simplify that, so we went with the Fusion head. That would definitely give him the separate zones he wanted, ease of control. So yeah, those were our three main goals with this project. So let me show you a little bit more about it. So as you can see, we've got the controller right here, volume. So you turn it up, we have three separate zones set up. You have your deck, transom, and tower. So it's just as easy as selecting which one you want, turning the volume up or down, or even selecting them all, and you can turn them up or down by themselves. So real easy to use. He can go here, select the subwoofer, turn the sub up and down. So once again, all that real easy to use. No fumbling with switches and back and forth or moving around the boat. So very simple, easy to use. So that's a controller we installed. And down here in the storage compartment, or head, depending on how your boat's laid out, we have the main radio controller here. So this is the main controller unit or brain, and works the same as the one up top. And then we installed a nice plate here. There was a large hole that covered up the kicker marine controller. So we engraved a nice Scarab logo on it. We're kind of stickler for details, so if we're going to put something, we want to make it look like the boat came that way. So, and then to address the audio, down here we added a series. So he already had a couple amplifiers, so the goal was to reconfigure those, repurpose them. We bridged them to give more power, so now we have 200 watts going to each speaker as opposed to the 70 watts that comes with these amps when you do not bridge them. And then to give him overall better clarity, we installed this JL MV amplifier. And what this does, it allows us to use our laptop and our professional tuning equipment. We use a microphone, a laptop, an RTA, and we're able to tune and tweak the audio system, take the peaks and the valleys out of the sound system to ensure that the speakers are playing to their best and to their highest potential. So overall, this gives us more volume on the high end, it gives us more fullness on the low and medium end, and it allows us to really dial that sound system in. And when you hear the difference, it can be quite a big difference. So space was kind of limited, so we built an amplifier rack where it spaces them off of here so they have plenty of room to breathe. And then everything's nice, cleanly tucked behind there. And then down here, you can't really see it, but behind this compartment here, we have a fused distribution panel. So we can access that if there's any kind of service that we need to do on the amplifiers right below here. So really nice and neat. And then over here, there was originally, this is where all the switches were. So you had all these switches and stuff to turn on and off the zones, and we got rid of that. We simplified it. We put USB port here, got a power port for blowing up his inflatables, and then USB here for charging phones and everything like that. So once again, simplified, functional, still does everything he needs it to do without all the overcomplication. In the bow here, we have a set of JL M6 speakers. So once again, he had these speakers installed already. They sounded good. They were underpowered a little bit. 70 watts is enough to make them sound good, but when you turn them up and really lean on them, they fall short there in that really high-end output. So we repowered those with 200 watts now. And then back here as well, he's got another pair of M6 speakers, once again with 200 watts on them. And then we added, for that low-end impact, we added two 10-inch JL M6 subwoofers. So these guys fill out the bottom end and really gets down nice and low. So, and then back here we have the tower pods. So we opted for the Wet Sounds. These are the new Wet Sounds Rev 8 pods. They're their black special edition pods, really clean, cool looking pods. And these, what make these special is they have compression horn tweeters. So these are designed to throw sound far behind the boat. So they're designed to be heard 30, 40, 50 feet away, even further. So, and we did a nice swivel clamp on here mounted to be able to rotate them, and then they easily come off. In the wintertime, you can pop them off. They have a nice cap. And then here, we're sticklers for detail. So here, the original pods were bolted in, and to cover those up, we installed a small acrylic plate to cover the bolt holes there with the little Scarab badge on it. So once again, designed to look like the boat came that way. Nobody would know any different. And they tuck nice and neat out of the way, no hitting your head. Now those pods do great for the high ranges, high-end frequencies, but in the low end, because they're in a smaller pod, they don't really have the low-end impact that we really look for. So we installed a set of Wet Sounds 8-inch speakers back here. Now these, where they're mounted in this cavity here, provide a ton of low bass and mid bass to really project that outwards. So we've got your high frequencies and mids being projected really far back with your tower pods, and then we have mid ranges designed here to really fill out the bottom end. So when you get them together, sounds awesome. So you got plenty of sound back here, gets down. And then lastly, we installed a little marine controller. Originally there was a wired controller back here, so we opted for a wireless controller. These are a great solution. And we take a step further here. We have this acrylic cup plate that we install, and this allows us to get that piece nice and flat and flush in there. So, and this is tied specifically to to this zone back here. So as you turn it up, the zone turns up. As you turn it down, the zone turns down. So you can easily sit on this back swim platform and adjust the music independent of the rest of the boat here. So it's pretty much the audio portion. And his last request was that he be able to beach the boat, sit out there all day, and really play the sound without having to worry about batteries or voltage or anything like that. So what we did is we added a second set of batteries here, upgraded all the wiring, everything like that, nice heavy gauge, 1 gauge wiring. So a second set of batteries, and we installed a dual battery switch here where the original on-off switch was. And that allows us to switch to battery set 2, battery bank 2, and he can play audio all day long on battery bank 2. If he runs it down, kills the batteries, he just switches over to battery 1, and he's able to start the boat, get the boat fired up and running. He'll switch to both batteries down there at the bottom, and it will charge up the secondary battery bank that we have set aside for the audio system. So that works real nicely there. And then lastly, we have a breaker, our main breaker, that feeds that distribution panel over here for all the amps. So really clean, nice install. And client is super happy with it, and so are we. And it's on to the next one.